Welcome to my review of the Flashpoint Paradox movie. This movie in 10 categories: plot, animation, characters, soundtrack, ending, action, emotion, voice acting, enjoyment, and pacing. Before I can get to the summary and review, I have to say spoilers ahead. But first, I will give you a quick summary of this movie. In the movie Flashpoint Paradox, it starts off as Flash stops the Rogues from destroying the Flash Museum. If you know what the Rogues are, they're Flash's greatest villains. This iteration consists of Captain Cold, Heatwave, Captain Boomerang, the Top, and Mirror Master. We're hired by the Flash's true greatest nemesis, the Reverse Flash. He's a speedster from the 20th century who's decided he was the Flash's greatest enemy and keeps tormenting him. For example, in most iterations, he kills Barry's mother. I say most iterations because he doesn't seem to be the one killing Barry's mother in this timeline. And he tries to ruin Barry's life and any chance he can get. Anyway, back to the movie. So Reverse Flash hired the Rogues to attack the Flash Museum, which was all a mere ploy as they were just used as a way to get Barry to the museum. Barry ends up getting stuck to the wall by some goop of Captain Boomerang. But before this, Reverse Flash places bombs in the belts of the Rogues and on Barry as he makes his entrance. Barry uses his powers to morph the goop to get Reverse Flash stuck, as well the bomb next to Reverse Flash's head. And when Justice League shows up to take the Rogues to secure locations and take care of the bombs, as Barry destroys the bomb with an electrical speed force orb and Reverse Flash is caught and sent to prison, but not before he gets into Barry's head by taunting him about his dead mom, which in turn causes Barry to go back in time to save his mother, causing an alternate universe to be formed known as the Flashpoint universe, which in this universe, his mother not dying caused a time boom, meaning Batman is now Thomas Wayne, as Bruce died that night instead of him, and Superman has been captured by the government and Cyborg works for the government. While Aquaman and Wonder Woman are starting World War III, the Amazons expanding to Britain and Atlantis sinking most of Europe. Barry has to get his powers back because the events leading up to him getting his powers never happened in this timeline. So he has to convince Batman to help him. After he almost dies during the first attempt, he has it the second attempt time getting his powers back. They recruit Cyborg and they attempt to get into the government lab. They're keeping Kal-El/Superman in, so they have a better hope at ending this war During that, Lois Lane, and a better reporter named Themyscira, is saved by a man that can run at super speed and is in a yellow suit. As Flash gives a pep talk about not giving up, Batman intercepts a message about the speedster and decides to go with Flash to save the world. And he originally said no since Superman left to go to the sun. As they approach the battleground, where the final battle is being fought, other rebels from America are here, including Lois Lane, Etrigan, Grifter, Canterbury Cricket, and Godiva, and an assortment of other heroes. The battle is being fought where Flash, Batman, and Cyborg fight Aquaman as Shazam fights Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman eventually gets the upper hand, making Shazam say the magic word and killing all of the Shazam kids because Flashpoint is fucking dark. During the fight, Batman gets injured and Flash takes him away to a bar, and Batman tells him that he's dead and that Barry should leave him there to die. As the first Flash walks in and Barry runs, and him and Barry run all over the city fighting until on a rooftop, Reverse Flash stabs him in the leg with a metal pole. So Barry, Barry has less speed, and this entire time Barry thought Reverse Flash created the timeline, when truly it was Barry who ended the world, since Aquaman stuffed the powers of Captain Atom, whose powers at max will destroy the world. Since in the battle he killed Cyborg, but was attacked by Superman, and Wonder Woman got the upper hand and was about to kill Aquaman, so he set off Captain Atom, so the world ends. Reverse Flash forces Flash to watch the world end. And it's all his fault. As Reverse Flash taunts him about as long as he's alive to counter the Speed Force, he can't go back in time and stop this universe from happening. Batman from this universe shoots him through the brain in one of what I think is the most badass scenes in movie history. Letting Barry run fast enough to change time, but not before giving him a letter to give to his son in the original timeline. I'm done with the summary. Now let's get to the review. Now, for me, the plot. The plot is great. and filled with suspense and great scenes. I would give it a 10 out of 10 for plot. Animation. The animation is great. I think the animation team worked hard and put in their most effort. I will give the animation 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Characters. The roster of characters was great. I featured some great featuring amazing lesser-known characters like Grifter and Etrigan. Some great well-known characters. I will give the characters a 9 out of 10. Soundtrack. The soundtrack was amazing. And was done outstandingly, an easy 10 out of 10. Now for the ending. The ending where Batman shot Eobard through the skull and Barry escaping back to his timeline to give Bruce the note from his father was stunning. This was so easy to rank. An easy, absolutely easy 10 out of 10. Now for the action. 10 out of 10. Just 10 out of 10. This movie's action was just impeccable. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Do I even have to say anything? A 10 out of 10. Now for the emotion. There wasn't much emotional impact in this movie. Besides when Barry gave Bruce the letter from his father, wasn't that many emotions, mainly just action. I don't got a problem with action, but I feel like you should put some emotion in there. I'm going to have to give it a 2 out of 10 on emotion. Now for the voice acting. All of the actors put in a lot of work to have these characters have incredible scenes and great dialogue. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Now for the pacing. Everything had time to go through itself in the movie. It wasn't too fast, it wasn't too slow. It was at a good speed. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Now for my enjoyment. My enjoyment of the movie is high, and this movie is fun and nice and good for some times to watch. Like, you ever feel like watching a movie, like a cool action movie, but a funny one, or like something like fun, like a fun movie. You can put it on the Flashpoint Paradox. Gotta give it a 10 out of 10 for enjoyment. Now for my overall ranking of the movie. It's 10 out of 10. This movie is one of my favorites of all time, and it's so underrated. If you haven't seen it, you should go watch this movie. Now, most of all, thank you for listening to my review of the Flashpoint Paradox movie. Remember, these are all my opinions. This is completely suggestive. You're allowed to have whatever opinions you want. I don't judge. But thank you for watching. Tune in next time for more reviews, more nerdy stuff, and have a great day. You deserve it. Goodbye.